Hey, what's up guys? So in this video I'm going to show you how you can create this beautiful cute bunny design inside Affinity Designer. Now the idea here is, again, just like my previous video, is to design it in such a way so that we can cross niche it with different niches for our t-shirt designs. So guys, if you are interested in that, let's get started. So here inside Affinity Designer, I have already created a new document, and the first thing that I'm going to work on is the head of the bunny, because if the head is perfect looking, then the rest of the body and other shapes or other elements are secondary. So I'm going to start creating the head shape using the pen tool. By the way, you can use this circle or ellipse tool as well, but I want to have a little bit more control over the shape, so that is why I'm using the pen tool. So I'm going to zoom in a bit and then start creating the head shape, the half side. So I'm just going to create this point and then move down a bit and then try to make it kind of like a cheeks, bulgy cheeks at this point, and then half side on this location. I'm going to adjust it a little bit, and maybe like that. Maybe make this one a little bit more coming towards this, like that. Maybe I will add a point here to have kind of thickness to the head. Let me just make this one a little bit more thicker so that you can see. So this is the basic half side, and I'm just trying to make the adjustment so that I do not have to come back and adjust this side, because I want to copy it on the other side. So this looks pretty fine. I'm going to select this one, press Ctrl J to copy it, and the top I'm going to choose this option, flip horizontal. So just flip it horizontally, and then as soon as it snaps in this location, I'm going to release it. Now of course the head looks a little bit more thin, which I do not want, so that's why I'm going to delete it again and move these points a little bit further, like that, to give some thickness to the head, and maybe adjust this cheek area a little bit more. So yeah, this is looking fine now, and I'm just going to copy it again by pressing Ctrl J, flip it horizontally, and then move it on the other side. Now the thickness of the head looks fine, so I'm going to select both of these curves, select the top point, and in the top I'm going to choose this option, join curves, and in the bottom again I'm going to select this point and the same thing, join curves. Now I have this shape, basic head shape ready, and now it's time to let's just make it a white bunny. So now I'm going to put some details on the face. So let me just make this one a little bit bigger so that we can easily work on it. And then I'm going to, let's just first create a nose shape. So I'm just going to, let's just use an ellipse tool, create simple ellipse, just line it horizontally like that, and then I'm going to convert it into curves. Choose this point, bring it down a bit, zoom in a bit, and then choose these two side points to move them up, then use this point to move in this location, and then make it slightly pointed like that, and adjust these handles as well to give it more kind of like a triangular shape. And then I'm going to fill it with some, let's say, less slightly pinkish color, maybe reddish pinkish type of color, like that. And I do not want any kind of stroke on this one, so I'm just going to remove it. Then I'm going to create those mouth area, and for that I'm going to, let's say, just simply create a curve shape here, like that, in this way, and then I'm going to just simply copy it on the other side. So I'm going to press Ctrl J to copy it, flip it horizontally, and then move it on this location, like that. Bring the nose area at the top, like that. Now I want to adjust this position a little bit more, so I'm going to select these, bring them down a bit so that they are right there, at the center of this cheek area. So I'm going to adjust these two curves a little bit more to have them kind of like you can say that more curvature to them, like that. And by the way, if you want to keep them symmetrical, you can again adjust one of them and copy it on the other side, but for now I'm just going to make these slight tweaks and then keep that like that. And then I'm going to create the mouth using the same pen tool. I'm going to zoom in, so I'm going to select this point and then make a curve shape like that, convert it into like that, and then close it at the top and then back at this location. So I'm going to adjust its position again so that our previous curves do not become a little bit thicker. So maybe this shape would look fine. And then I'm going to bring them down behind the nose and behind the previous curves, fill it with the, let's say, fill it with some kind of red color, darkish red color, or maybe just decrease the saturation a bit, like that, somewhat like that. We can always adjust them later on. And then I'm going to just create the teeth in this location. I'm going to create a random shape like that just to fill this part, and then shift X to convert the stroke into the fill color, and then change the fill color to white. And then I'm going to make this one subgroup, or you can say sub shape or child of the mouth shape. Let me just name it as mouth. Alright, now that our shape of the mouth is ready, it's time to create some eyes. Now there are different ways that you can create these eyes, and I'm going to show you some ways here. So the basic shape that you can create is just simply using the circle tool or ellipse tool and create a rounded circle like that. Move it down a bit as close to in this nose area as possible, and then fill it with black color. Then press Ctrl J to copy it, and then make this circle a little bit smaller to have that sparkle area on the eye, like that, and then fill it with white color like that. Then you can select both of these groups like that, and then press Ctrl J to copy these and then place them on this location. Select the previous one and then make sure that you adjust it so that it's at the center. So yeah, this is looking pretty fine. And now I'm going to create the ears of this bunny. So I'm going to use again the pen tool, create a big ear, and I do not want it to be pointed because I want it to look cute. So maybe make it like that, something like that. So, and again, it's totally depends upon you how you want to see your ears, but make sure that they are pretty big as compared to the head. So maybe like that would be fine. And then I'm going to give it a stroke color. Now I'm going to create a copy of this one, flip it horizontally to move it on the other side, select the previous ear, and then make sure that they are at the center. I might adjust it a little bit to give it a slight gap between these two, and then adjust them again so that they are perfectly at this center. Now I'm going to select the bottom shape that was the basic head shape, and simply at the top I'm going to add those, just to make it one shape, and then bring it behind everything like that. And then I'm going to create those slightly colored areas inside the ear. But first I'm going to select all of them and move them down a bit, and then just simply create this kind of shape to give it that inner shape area for the ear, like that. And maybe give it some thickness, adjust it as you see fit. Then I'm going to fill it with a pinkish color like that. This is the same color that I use for nose, so I might adjust it and maybe make it less pinkish, or just make it a little bit lighter. And then I'm going to simply copy this one by pressing Ctrl J, flip it horizontally, and then move it on the other side. like that. Now this looks fine, the eyes are looking fine, and you can also add more details here. And let me show you one of the details, or one of the details that you can add. So I'm going to use this pen tool, and I'm going to create this kind of like fur area coming, to have it some location like that, something like that, that you might see this one. And then you know close it at that in this location. I might adjust this position a little bit down like that, and then make it like that, and then simply press Ctrl J to copy it, flip it horizontally, and then move it on the other side like that. And then I'm going to select this shape and the basic shape, the curve shape that we had, and then simply press Ctrl J, or not the Ctrl J, but at the top simply press this button add, and it will add it and make this shape like that. And now we have this kind of bunny shape. So that totally depends upon you, how you want to see your shapes. Now the head shape is ready. I might come back to make another version of the eyes, but for now everything is fine, and I'm then just simply press Ctrl J to group them into a single thing. Now it's time to create the body of this bunny, and I can simply use this ellipse tool to create the body. I'm going to create a simple ellipse shape here, just align it horizontally, and then give it a stroke width, the same width that is for the bunny. So let me check that. So the bunny has 7.7 width of the stroke. The same thing I'm going to give it this body, and then I'm going to fill it with the white color if it's not already white. And then I'm going to convert it into curves because I want to adjust it a little bit. So I'm going to select these two horizontal points, bring them down a bit, so that I'm giving it kind of like an egg style shape. So I'm going to bring it down here, and then I'm going to select the same shape, press Ctrl J to copy it, and then resize it a little bit to make it smaller, because I want to give it this area belly a different color. So I'm going to remove the stroke color from this one and the stroke width, and I'm going to, for the fill, I'm going to choose the same color as I selected for the ears, so something like that. And then I'm going to create the feet area. So for the feet, I'm just simply going to create kind of like a triangular shape using the pen tool like that. And this looks fine. Let me just give it a stroke color. So this is looking fine. I do not want it to look too big nor too small. So yeah, that looks fine. And then I'm going to fill it with the white color, and then I'm going to create those kind of like a pinkish areas in it, so that we have some kind of definition in this. This bunny feet, it's not simple blank white area. So then I'm going to copy this one, adjust it in this location, then copy it again and make that adjustment again to move it into slightly different location, and then create another shape here and adjust these points as I see fit. Then simply I'm going to change this color again to the color that I have selected for the previous shapes like that. And then I'm going to group this whole thing and then press Ctrl J to copy it, and then flip it horizontally and move it on the other side like that. Now I can adjust their position as I see fit, but first I need to bring them above that pinkish area on the belly. So I'm going to adjust their position a bit. Now they are looking a little bit smaller, so I'm going to make them a little bit larger, and then again adjust their position. Now it's time to create those arms and hands. For that I'm simply going to use again the pen tool, and I'm going to create this kind of shape here, and make something simple one like that, and then I can just simply close it and then fill it with the black color like that. Actually fill the stroke into black color and then fill it with the white color. So this looks fine. You can simply keep it like that if you feel right, if you feel right. But I want to give it a little bit more definition to this hands, so that totally depends upon you if you want to. So I want to give it some kind of shape area here, a little bit just this small definition here, that would be looking fine, this part. So yeah, that looks fine, and then I'm going to simply copy it on the other side, but first I need to bring it behind the head shape and then simply copy it on the other side like that. Yeah, now this looks fine, but the belly is looking too big, and I do not want it to look that big. So I can select both of the shapes of the belly, shift alt, using the control and the alt key to make it slightly thinner like that, and then adjust these arms and hands again like that, and then adjust the feet like that. So this is looking pretty fine, and there is one extra step that you can do for the hands, and that is to not have it a closed shape. So for example, on this arm I want it to this line to end at this position. So I'm going to select this top area. At the top I'm going to simply choose this option, that is break curve, to simply break it, and then I'm going to simply bring down here in this location like that. The same thing I can do with this one. I'm going to break it and then bring it inside like that. So it gives it a little bit unique shape, and it feels like it's now connected with the body. Another thing that you can do is to adjust this belly shape and not have it perfect egg like thing, and that totally depends upon you. So yeah, this is looking pretty fine, and those small tweaks and adjustment you can keep on making depending on your likeness until you are satisfied with your design. So yeah guys, this bunny shape is ready and it's looking pretty good and cute. And one thing that you might have noticed, that we have the head, it looks kind of like a bigger as compared to the rest of the body. So we can select the rest of the body and make it slightly bigger, and now it looks a little bit more, you can say that beautiful and good looking. Now another thing that I already said as the beginning is that you can create eyes in different ways. So this is one way of creating the eyes, and there is another way of creating the eyes. Let me show you. So I'm going to select these shapes that define the eye, group them together, and then hide them for now. And then I'm going to simply create this oval shapes style eyes and fill them with the black color. So that totally depends upon you how you want to see your design. So I'm going to slightly just adjust their angle a bit, and then simply create that same thing, sparkle, in this location and fill it with the white color. I'm going to select both of these shapes, press Ctrl J to copy them, flip them horizontally and move it into different location like that. And let me just select this one again to have some distance between these two eyes like that, and bring them down a little bit closer to the nose. So this is another where you can design the eyes to give it slightly different look. And there is a third way that I would like to show you. So I'm going to group these all of them together, and third way is to have a little bit more definition to the eye. So I'm going to select this curve shape, actually the ellipse shape, give it the same 7.7 to keep my strokes consistent, and then I'm going to cut half, or not the half but the bottom part of this eye. So maybe just like that, close it like that, and bring it here into like that, and then simply select both of your shapes, and at the top choose this abstract option to cut it. And then I'm going to create that eyeball here inside it using the ellipse tool, and I'm going to fill it with the black color, remove any kind of stroke, and then bring it and actually make it the child of that shape, that eye shape that I have created. Adjust its position as I see fit, and I'm going to convert it into change the color a little bit to make it slightly bluish like that. And then I'm going to copy this one and change its color to black, bring it just decrease the size a little bit like that. And then I'm going to create that sparkle area here that slightly covers the black and the blue area. Just make it a little bit smaller, and then fill it with the white color. Now I can select all of these things and copy it on the other side, but before I do that, I want to make a curve shape here. So I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to make the curve shape defining the cheek of this bunny like that, and give it a color and the same stroke width like that. So I'm going to select both of these shapes, press Ctrl J to copy them, and then simply flip it horizontally and then move it on the other side like that, and then adjust their position as I see fit. And then it's very important that you adjust this sparkle area in the second eye to have at the kind of like a similar position like the first eye, so that it looks beautiful. So yeah guys, this is how you can create different versions of the eyes depending upon what you feel right and what looks good to you. That totally depends upon you. So this is the detailed version. I'm going to hide this one for now. This is another version, and then this is the other version. So I kind of like this simpler one a little bit better. So guys, that's how you can easily create a bunny illustration inside Affinity Designer. Now you do not have to give it these kind of like a whiskers or furry edges on the cheek. You can simply keep it as it was before. So just make it according to what you feel like creating it, and whatever feels right to you. And guys, if you have found this video to be helpful and useful, make sure that you like the video and let me know in the comments below, because that will help me with the YouTube algorithm and encourage me to create more content like that, and of course reach more viewers who are interested in the same content. And hopefully guys, I'll see you in the next video, and thank you for watching.